Want to slice your serves like John McEnroe?
Who?
Johnny Mac. Mac Attack.
Oh, the commentator on Wimbledon.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, I know who John McEnroe is. One of the greats, if not the greatest, angriest tennis player of all time.
So is he the angriest Grand Slam champion, singles?
Yeah, probably. It's up there. But he had quite a good slice serve, didn't he?
So, the slice serve. We're going to go through today how you get maximum slice on that serve and when and why you might use it.
Yes, slice serving is a massively underused shot, partly because it's quite hard to play and it's not as safe and as easy as people like to think, but mainly because we don't use it. Everyone's so excited about hammering down big, flat, fast serves. Just chucking in the odd slice serve every now and again can make a huge difference. Take your opponent, put them off a bit off balance, take them out of their comfort zone a little bit. So yes, how and when to use a slice serve.
I absolutely love slice serves and I'm sure you will do too after this video. Let's get straight into the how now.
They don't even tell you what any of the buttons do. You've got to find the radio control tower to start with. This guy's going, hello? Hello?
Oh yeah, subscribe. So let's start with the fundamentals of how we are actually going to strike a slice serve.
So the main thing is to not change too much, right? We've all got good flat serves already. We don't want to start messing around with learning a whole new motor pattern. We just want to make a couple of little adjustments to get the outcome we want. So first of all, we are just going to change the point of contact on the ball. So on a flat serve, you'll be coming straight behind, obviously slightly over the top. All we're going to do on a slice serve is just shift that contact point up and around. So for me, it's here. For you guys watching at home, it's actually, if you're right-handed, it's there, isn't it? So we're trying to catch that top corner, top edge.
Yeah.
And that's just going to give you a little bit of direction change, little bit of spin, and often that's enough. We're not looking for a huge, we're not going from an arrow to a banana, we just want a little bit of movement, don't we?
Yes, exactly. So I use a clock and I'm kind of looking at 2 o'clock on a clock is where I would try and strike the ball. 3 o'clock, right on the side of it, you can end up a bit too much. And not getting that down and that bite into the court. You're just getting a lot of right to left in my case because I'm a right-hander. So yes, striking the outside of the ball and striking it fast. You were talking about the motion remaining the same as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Same goes for me with racket head speed.
Yes.
Just because it's a slice doesn't mean you need to take speed off it.
Nope.
You want to go through it with a nice cutting sensation for me.
Yes, so when you impart spin onto a tennis ball, you are actually taking away speed. They are inversely proportional. You can't have speed and spin. The more spin you've got, the less speed you have. So the only way to get both is to add more of both, and you do that with much more racket head speed. So you could argue that a slice serve has a faster racket head speed than a flat serve, but at the very least it should be similar, if not the same. Same goes for a kick serve as well, by the way.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that the racket is coming through fast, it's coming through quick, it's getting over the top of the ball's still got to go down obviously, and then we're just trying to change a little bit, and we're going to talk about why that is when we get to the when a little bit later.
To maximize my slice serve, I'm looking for a particular sensation. If it was going to be flat, I would be slapping the ball down or slamming the ball down. We want something that gives a sense of that motion around the side of the ball. So to me, the slice serve is always a cut. And we never say always, but for me, the slice serve is always a cut. So ball goes up, we're cutting round that 2 o'clock, but we're cutting the ball to get that slice going into the court with some venom and causing maximum difficulty.
The reason we don't say always is because Joe is not you and you are not Joe. And Joe's sensations are his, and you need to find your own. No. And there's loads more detail going on, but we don't want to be thinking in details when we're playing. We want to be thinking and feeling in sensations when we are playing.
All right, let's get on court and see how it's done. So Ben is now going to slice some slice serves.
Yes, I am.
We're looking for the motion to remain as similar to his first serve as possible, and we're looking for striking Japan or 2 o'clock, and we're kicking that ball way out there with that heavy slice, cutting around it. What's that sensation, Ben?
These definitely cuts.
Yeah, these are cuts. You can see the ball is landing in the box and is ending up against the side fence. And that's what we want. Put them in the fence. Feet nice and steady, contact high, cut round the ball, beautifully in the side fence. We want to make sure that we are doing the same things. We are staying nice and solid. The racket is fast. We're cutting around the outside of the ball to get maximum bite into that ball and sending the ball from right to left, in our case, because we're righties, and putting them in the side fence.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, the side fence. So a very common mistake that we see and we see practicing all the time, you know the tuber balls on the court?
Yeah.
Don't want to aim for the floor. Aiming for the floor is going to start slowing you down. It's going to start kind of seeping in this sort of careful cautiousness. Always makes more sense. Pick a target on the fence, whatever you've got around. If you've got an opponent, obviously that's even better. So what we've got here, as you can see, we've got a lovely Babolat logo on the back fence. We also have one on the side fence. So it's just a little game you can play. Like how far up that Babolat logo can you get? So I was aiming for the A.
Yeah.
I think I got it a couple of times. I think that's a pretty good slice serve.
100%.
If I can hit that A.
Yeah.
So it just gives me a nice bit of real feedback, but it still forces me to keep the speed up, still forces me to, because it's the outcome of the ball, not where it's landing on the ground.
Yes.
So a nice little subtle thing like that. If I'm hitting flat serves down the tee, I'm trying to keep it to the right of the Babolat logo, and then if I'm slicing, I'm trying to get it onto that A on the other side.
Set yourself a target. So when we were talking about the motion and keeping that disguise up, we're talking about keeping everything the same so that our opponent isn't aware of what we're going to do. However, Ben,
Yeah, there's a couple of options here, isn't there?
if you think about Adrian Manarino, lefty, when he goes to serve on the ad court, he pushes himself way out to the side because the thinking being, well, doesn't matter.
Yeah, even if your opponent knows it's coming, doesn't necessarily mean they can stop it or even have a good answer for it.
Yeah. We've all played against lefties who move wider on that side, and you know that you're getting a big, heavy slice into your backhand, and often you can't stop it.
No, so that's the point with slice serving. There is essentially two ways of using this. You can either hide it, throw it in sporadically, keep your opponent on their toes, or you have established that they can't handle your slice serve, or you're looking for that, to manipulate the court dimensions, you could say, and just use the space on the court. You don't care that they know. It's that friend's joke, you know they know you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, because they can't get it back anyway, and even if they can, they're going to be standing in the fence or on a different court anyway. So there are a few little changes to make though.
This is Ben set up in his normal single serving position, looking to cut the ball for a beautiful slice serve. Obviously, Ben can start moving a bit further out. What this change in width does is it gives him more angle. So he's maybe looking a bit further down the court. Look at that. You're getting massive, massive angle. Now, if Ben was serving from here, I would know what he's aiming for. I mean, he might be double and triple bluffing. I'd know what he's aiming for, but could I stop it is another question. And in doubles, you can go even wider. You can go all the way to the edge of the court, and now you're putting people in real difficulty. Does it matter that the opponent knows? Probably not, because if you get it right, that's not coming back, and if it is, you're in a massively positive position. There you go. Ben, as you move, how does the sensation change as you move wider and wider?
Yeah, well, actually two things change. First of all, the sensation definitely changes. So when I am closer to the middle, essentially it's a cut and I'm looking for that top edge of the ball. As I was going wider, it became more of a pull. I was trying to pull across the ball.
Yeah.
And actually the contact point maybe dropped a little, maybe went a little wider, because all I was looking for was that right to left.
Yeah.
So I was trying to pull the ball.
So you're moving on the clock face, you're moving from 2 to 3 kind of thing.
More so, yeah. So maybe slightly lower, slightly wider, because rather than the energy coming over with a hint of slice, it's all about trying to get that ball to move sideways. And the best one actually hit the capital B of Babolat, which I was very pleased with. It's not coming back. It's not.
No, or if it is, they're in huge trouble.
Yeah.
There you have it. Let's hear more about the when and the why.
And more specifically, how to use your opponent's returning position to help lead your decision.
So when to use this and why you would use this in a match. If someone is serving big, flat first serves, like Ben is going to be doing, I'm probably going to have to take a position. I'm going to be much further back than here. I'm going to have to start moving back to here to try and get enough on it to be able to get the ball back in play. Give myself enough time to be able to get it back. So this is great for returning big flat serves, but what it does is it opens up a huge amount of space on this side. So now if Ben is slicing his serve out wide, I'm likely to be in huge trouble and get beaten by an ace. So if I close that gap back up to protect myself from the slice out here, I become very susceptible to that, and now I'm just pushing it long. So then I'm going to move back. Then that slice gap opens up again, and I'm in this horrible cat and mouse where Ben is dominating me by the choices he's able to make by these two different options on the serve. As we were talking about before, you can see Ben shuffling over now. So I know that I'm getting big, heavy slice. Now, a couple of things I could do. I could maybe start to shift over, but I may leave myself really exposed. So already, the main thing is really, he's totally in my head. I'm kind of second guessing myself and thinking, where can I go? What can I be? Well, that's another ace, isn't it? If someone is slamming huge first serves down at you, pushing you to the back fence, what happens is you move back to give yourself time to be able to play a return, and then you open up this big, huge slice gap, and that slice is going to kill you out wide. So you've got both of those clubs in your bag, you're going to destroy people and absolutely bamboozle the returner, second guessing themselves, making bad decisions because you've got these two weapons.
Yeah, the big thing we see all the time is players with good serves just going harder and harder and harder and faster and faster and faster, and that's all well and good. But if your opponent has got a handle on your serve, you're not going to suddenly find 10 miles an hour in the middle of a match. But what you can do is just add some variation. It's what they use in baseball, it's what they use in the NFL, it's what they use in cricket. Just if you keep doing the same thing, they will get comfortable and you will start losing your advantage. So just chuck it in, whether they know it's coming or not, could be enough to just break up that rhythm and get your advantage back.
Yes, and we've looked today at slicing the ball out wide on the most part. What I absolutely love is a slice that comes back into the body. So there's going to be another video coming that soon, probably my favourite and most effective serve. As always, don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe, so you never miss a thing from PH Tennis.
You're as out of breath as I am.
Yeah.